here with Christina again, my cousin, and we are going to make mashed potatoes. Now, this is a large order of mashed potatoes because we have 10 pounds. So, first thing we do is peel potatoes. My children will tell you that they like when I make them half with the peels on and half with the peels off because they like a little bit of crunch. I don't, so if I'm making mashed potatoes, I peel them all.
Completely bare.
Yes, completely bare. So, we have already peeled all but one potato, so I could show you how it works. And I have my cutting gloves on. My mother-in-law is watching. I put them on just for you. So I'm going to rinse it in some cold water just to get all the rest of the dirt that, yeah. And then we're just going to cut. I cut in fourths like this, and then each of those I cut in half. Real simple. And then, while we have been peeling and chopping potatoes, we have had a giant pot on the stove with boiling water and 4 tablespoons of salt. Now I know you're saying that is a whole lot of salt. But that's the only flavor your potatoes are going to get until after you're finished and you season.
Yep.
So if you can impart flavor in them while they're boiling, it makes them taste better in the end. So we're going to head on over to the stove. So last time I made I guess it wasn't last time, but a while ago I made a peach cobbler episode and I made a comment about how my pot was not big enough and so I needed to separate it into 2 pots. My mother-in-law made sure that was never going to be a problem again. So I have this giant pot that is boiling over. And we are going to take and slowly put our potatoes inside so that they can boil. But you want to do it slowly because it pops up and splashes you, and I have many a times been burnt. Okay, watch out. Oh, they're all in. All right, now we're going to put a lid on. We're going to come back and check those in about 20 minutes and see if we can get a fork through any of the potatoes. So our potatoes took 40 minutes and not 20 because this is such a big pot. I don't normally cook this much at a time, but okay. So grab that fork, stick it into the potato, and see how easy it went in? They're done. Okay, so now we're going to pour these. What I like about this pot is it's got a colander inside. So I can just lift out, drain the water, and then pour my potatoes right into the bowl. Well, I could if I had more strength. Did we get them all? Yeah.
Yes.
All right, now we're going to head on over to the table with the bowl of potatoes and finish up our mashed potatoes. So our potatoes are ready for mashing. You can use a regular potato masher. I have this nifty tool that I prefer instead, and it kind of, you can twist around, stir, and mash at the same time. So we have 10 pounds of potatoes. I have a cup and a half of butter, or 3 sticks. And you want to mash? As you mash through, the butter is going to melt into the hot potatoes. Let me hold the bowl for you.
Use 2 hands for this one.
It's a lot of potatoes.
It is. Get a steam facial while I'm at it.
There you go. Okay. And see, now we get to stir because you've mashed up the majority of them. Okay. And then I have 2 cups of heavy cream. So you can use milk, but I like the richness of heavy cream. So I use it instead. Now this is harder because you don't want to make a giant mess. Which I have been known to do.
I'll make that big of a mess. It's just a little.
Oh, I make a giant mess. Did you hear your cousin earlier ask how I got purple food coloring on the wall?
Yeah. You were testing out colors in case you decided to paint.
He just doesn't understand my talents. Far exceed being able to cook. It is also being able, to creatively leave messes for someone else to find.
It's not usually a ginormous mess. I would call
You're
it
so sweet. Why, you're my favorite. Ask my mother-in-law. She'll tell you very differently that I make a giant mess in the kitchen.
I would say moderate. It's not giant to me.
But at least it tastes good. That's what she
Yes.
tells me.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to add salt and pepper. I choose to use white pepper because I don't like to bite into like a chunk of black pepper. It happens to me way too much. So I'm just going to sprinkle some white pepper. You also don't need to use as much white pepper as you do black pepper because it's much stronger in flavor. So you can use less. There we go. I'm going to stir a little. Whew, my arms are getting tired. Arms are like, lady, you hadn't made bread in like a week. Your arms can't handle this. And then I'm just going to sprinkle some salt over it as well. And you can see salt and pepper to taste. Some people like a lot of salt. My elder son likes a lot of salt. My younger son will tell you that's too much salt. So
It varies.
yeah, so we make the potatoes and then I add a little bit of extra for Jonah. And that's it. That's basically how to make mashed potatoes.